Hey guys, hour 3. So we got to push through some NBA. We got to push through some a little bit of culture, and I've got to push to the bathroom. Parlay Pete, check your DMs. The All Stars are there. Start talking All Stars, please, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I did get to see this, and
And I'm gonna take a whiz, and then we can talk All Star.
well, you go Wiz Khalifa, but yeah, I see this All Star reserves, and I guess we'll go ahead and we'll just get started with the Eastern Conference. And you start talking about the guards. You got Mitchell, Brunson, Brown. I'm sorry, guards: Mitchell, Brunson, Maxey. I don't think anyone can actually be mad about the actual selections for this in reality. How could you be mad? I guess would be my question. And, you know, look, at the end of the day, the NBA is the NBA. And, um, oops, sorry, guys. I've got some bets that are currently going. I need to make sure I hit them. Oh, there we go. Anywho, we gotta wait. We gotta wait. We gotta make sure that it goes through because this is the world of gambling. Okay, so Mitchell, Brunson, Maxey, all deserving. Maxey just put on 51 on the road in a big win, considering the Sixers just lost 6 in a row. Mitchell had, I think, 45 the other night, and then Brunson has just been fucking-tastic. He's been the biggest admiration in the NBA, and when I say the biggest admiration, is A, because the Knicks have him, and the NBA loves that, but then B, because I didn't think that he was worth the money because I think my boy Colin Sexton is a better player. Regardless, he ends up, scoring these points, and all three are really good selections as far as I'm concerned from the guard position. But Trae Young not getting selected is a travesty. And then even when you look at the forwards, you start talking Jaylen Brown, Adebayo, and Randall, but Banchero being the wild card. I think that Banchero should have been selected regardless, just because of how well Orlando has played. They've kind of tailed off here recently. The Heat might not need to have any All-Stars. And I'd almost have to look up Bam's numbers. And I know that Bam is a force to be reckoned with on the defensive end. But
Hey, Parlay Pete, let's be real. There is an agenda against Trae Young, and that's why he's not there.
correct.
He's 27 and 11. And if you kind of break that down without me looking at the advanced stats,
it's having 2 years in a row. I think that is where the issue comes in.
He's responsible for 50 points a game. He's one of the few guys in this league who can make threes from 33 feet like it's nothing. They don't want him in the game because they don't like him.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, the Hawks are not producing at the level that they are supposed to, but since when does being the best player
have to do with any of that?
Have to do with just like the only argument you have against Trae Young is wins. And anything else is subjective. And
what about the swag surf?
Don't piss me off.
I'm asking a legitimate. Man, you're Russell Westbrook. You're like, next question, and I'm like,
no, because you. I'm trying to have a serious conversation about Trae Young and the obvious attack against him and his career and his legacy. And you would have asked me about this bullshit Atlanta swag surf that they do at the games. And they do it all Atlanta sports. They do it at the Falcons and Hawks games. I'm pretty sure they're not swag surfing at Braves.
I like how you corrected yourself. They don't.
It is bullshit because all they're trying to do is appeal to the black base. You know who I'm about to call right now.
What is this? McDonald's? What is this? Sprite? I mean, you name the commercial.
I'm calling your brother.
We'll see if he picks up.
Yeah, it's late.
He's probably asleep. But
Yeah, I mean it's 1 a.m. Because I know how he feels about the swag surf. He's asleep. But it's bullshit. And what I hate about this for Trae Young is Atlanta is the worst big market in sports.
medium, but yes, big. Yes.
Because
CNN's here, Black Hollywood. Like there's a whole
TNT's here, Black Hollywood is here, hip hop is here. And we have we're a transient city like LA, New York, and all that
Delta's
stuff.
here. I mean, it's the most busiest airport, right? Like we take pride in that.
But nobody gives a fuck about Atlanta sports. So oftentimes in the national media, they break it down wrong. The reason why we brought up what Mike Lombardi said about the Falcons in hour one is because finally somebody with a national voice spoke about an Atlanta franchise properly.
Well,
you know what? The Hawks are a shit show too. You know why the Hawks are a shit show? Because we got a shit ownership group running the franchise. We got rid of one of the best GMs the franchise has seen. Travis Schlink was building that team appropriately. I get it. Cam Reddish didn't pan out. DeAndre Hunter hasn't been what we've wanted him to be. But you know what? Those guys had great draft stock. And the fact that Trae Young is 27-11 and he's not an NBA All-Star is fucking crazy to me. 27-11 in the best basketball league in the world. And you don't get to be an All-Star?
I also realized that was a YouTube comment I sent you.
Oh, shit, I didn't even read that shit. Makes no sense. AM talk, give me 20. Yeah, but no, it's fucking nuts. Because if Trae Young hadn't gone to an Eastern Conference Finals, I'd say he's good stats, bad team. But he's been on a good team before, and those stats have been the same. And as much as we want to knock players for their teams not being what the fans, the media, the coaches want them to be, you got to look at that front office. And the Hawks front office ran by Landry Shamet, ran by Landry Fields and Kyle Korver, is not the same front office ran by Travis Schlink. And when that team falls off with the team fell off, yeah, with the new front office, blame the front office. Don't punish the players. Because Trae Young, 27-11, that's all NBA shit. The media's not going to vote him in all NBA.
He can't make the fucking All-Star team.
He didn't make the All-Star team. He didn't make the All-Star team because of the media and the player vote. He didn't make the All-Star team because of the coach's vote as a reserve. But if the All-Star game is for the fans, let the fans choose. And if Zaza Pachulia makes the All-Star game as a starter because the fans choose him, fuck it. Let him walk out there. But I think the NBA is trying to do too much to overcorrect the issues they have in their league. And they're punishing the players and the fans.
Well, they don't want it to become the Pro Bowl where guys like Scoop, our quarterbacks are playing, 6-7 games. He had 3 touchdown passes and 3 rushing. I don't blame him.
But the thing about the NBA is
what is the thing?
Because
somebody's going to always be left off. It's almost like the college football playoff at that point.
But here's the thing about the NBA. Think about the NBA. It's because their All-Star game is in the middle of the season, not at the end of the season. The guys who care, the guys who matter are going to show up. And if you stop putting the All-Star game in places like Salt Lake City and Indiana, you'll really get some people to show up.
But that's the point. The point is that you want these lesser markets to have
Fuck them. Fuck them. This is
that money.
hey,
Atlanta should have been had an All-Star game since 2002. They're going to count the COVID year when it was supposed to be in New Orleans for like the fourth time in like 20 years. They're going to count that as one.
Hey, Parlay Pete, think about it. The NFL puts a Super Bowl in the best cities, right?
Best stadiums. Newest stadiums.
They put them in the best cities, and if you have a new stadium, you get to show up.
Yeah, because
Minnesota won't see another Super Bowl until they open up a new stadium.
I disagree. They'll get another one. Their stadium is awesome. Have you been to Minneapolis? I like Minneapolis, but I'm a different dude. Like, and when I say a different dude, I mean just in a sense of like
Matt Flowers different?
No. But no shot at Matt, but I like I like going to cities like this and being able to see what it is that they offer. Minnesota is great. Like, I think Minnesota's great.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But who the fuck wants to be cold as shit during Super Bowl?
Because during February it's snowing. Like the weather's not good. Like,
so guess what? New Orleans gets Super Bowls. Miami gets Super Bowls. LA gets Super Bowls.
But New Orleans isn't that great either. Like, Atlanta is a better southern place. Miami is not the South. So it's like its own thing. Same with Dallas. Those are like two places that are just like their own things in the South. Atlanta should be getting everything that the Superdome gets. And the only reason that they get it is because everyone's like, oh, we can go on Bourbon Street. Bourbon Street's overrated. And I'm here to say it first. Like, it's an overrated experience. Oh, I get to go out and drink and do that like I do in any other city I go to. Man, that's fucking great. Then let's just throw it in Pensacola, Florida, too. I mean, like I'm just saying, there are other places that you can walk around with drinks in your hand. Hell, I do it in Atlanta. So what are we talking about? Like,
hey, bro, how many times have we walked to Falcons games with drinks in our hand and APD? It's like, hey, what's up?
They're like, hey, man, he's like, y'all boys ain't got an extra one, do you? Like, I mean, these are the type of things that are going on. And so there's nothing wrong with New Orleans. I do like New Orleans kind of a little as a city. They got good food. Cool.
You shout to Zion. Badass.
Atlanta's got more to offer than New Orleans does overall. And that's the truth. And it's an easier destination to fly to. So I don't understand the hype. You know, I don't understand the hype behind having it in places like that. All-Star game is different. I enjoy the idea of the NBA because it's indoors. So, like, I enjoy the idea of the NBA choosing different cities to go to.
Hey, you know what? Put it. Nah, fuck all that. Put it.
No, but the Green Bay Packers will never see a Super Bowl. Lambeau Field is one of the places that everybody. I've never been to Lambeau. I've never been to Wisconsin. One of the places that everybody says go watch a football game there. It's great. Hell, in the NBA, Madison Square Garden hadn't gotten the All-Star game.
And that's a problem.
But Madison Square Garden, and I can attest to this, it is one of the best places to watch a basketball game. Like, it is the best, in my opinion. And I haven't been to as many NBA as like NFL. It is the best place I've ever watched a basketball game. It is.
Hey.
But I get why, like, Mike Wilbon and Stephen A., when they do talk about, there is a fucking aura about that place. There actually is. And, like,
I believe
it's different.
Let's put more important games there and not go to Conseco Fieldhouse in Indiana.
I've been to Conseco Field. Obviously, you know, we do business there. Like, I went to Paul George's return game when he was on the Thunder. Me and my dad went. We had good seats. Like, great. We were on, like, the second row.
You probably paid $1.50 for those seats too.
Yeah, they weren't very expensive. That's the crazy part. But regardless, Indiana Hoosiers like basketball town, so it makes sense. Like it is a basketball town.
Want to hear that bullshit?
When my brother played with the Georgia Stars, they played against this team in Indiana that was really fucking good. The Plumleys, if I'm not mistaken, one of them was on that team, but they got to play against them. And
Parlay Pay got a question for you.
yeah,
Is Darvin Ham's fucking ID card
get
work
him out.
with LA?
Nope.
Should
You think he saved his ass tonight out of curiosity?
Yeah, he bought himself a week.
You think he bought himself a week?
He bought himself. What does the team look like after the trade deadline? Does LeBron like the rotation? And here's something I'm tired of. I'm tired of people, Eric Boyd, Joe Boykin, shitting on the LeBron effect, talking about how he wrecks franchises. So what? He wins
Who's
championships.
the guy's favorite players? I'm curious. I always thought Boyd was a LeBron fan himself.
I don't know who Boyd's guy is. I know Boyd's a Kobe guy.
Yeah, well,
LA,
that makes a ton of sense. But
like he forgets about the years when the Lakers were trash.
Does he forget?
Yeah, because LeBron is never on a trash team.
Well, my thought is because he's from LA, that he's a Lakers fan. Naturally.
He's a Lakers fan, but he's a Lakers fan, not a LeBron fan. He wants the Lakers to be great, not LeBron. He the defacing the mural as Lakers fan.
I'm not mad at him in a sense of like, was I like as excited as I was when they won in the bubble as I was when Kobe won his last one? No, but like
also a kid when Kobe won his last one.
I was headed into senior year of high school.
Yeah, a fucking kid.
Sure, yeah, but like at the same time, you know, maybe that was the height of basketball Twitter to me. Like,
basketball Twitter was nuts back then.
Man, I'm telling you, a lot of good conversation will be had in a sense of the troll jobs that everybody would do. It was a lot of stuff going on.
Hey, do you think the Lakers are going to be contenders come the end of the year?
You know, the funny thing is that they have a better record now than they did last year when they went to the West Finals. No, I don't, because I don't think that they're going to make the necessary trade to make that happen. And in a weird way, they would almost have to trade AD. That's not going to happen. So, like, they would have to trade AD, and I can't even name the team that would give them the assets to do it if they want to do it with LeBron, because they're not going to trade LeBron either. So, because I would say they would need to trade LeBron, but that's not what's going to happen. So, it's more likely that AD would get traded if they wanted to win a championship this year than LeBron. It won't happen.
Do you think the Timberwolves are contenders? Or are they pretenders?
Actually win it? No.
Do you think the Bucks are contenders or pretenders?
To actually win it, yes.
Do you think Doc can get them over that hump? Or do you think the talent?
Well, I have to, because I think they're actual contenders. So, like, yeah, like I think that the team, they probably need to make another move too.
Do you think Philly's a contender or a pretender?
They need to make another move. They're a no until they make another move.
Do you think the Celtics are a contender?
Yeah.
I think they are.
Like Joe Mazzulla, like, but I feel like they're the team that doesn't have to make a move. It's just that the coaching is going to hold them back.
Joe Mazzulla is the Malika Andrews of NBA coaching.
Yeah.
You're here, it looks good, but this product is lacking. Do you think let me see who else? Warriors pretenders, huh?
Dynasty. Oh, they're not. I mean, brother, they might not be a playoff team.
What about the LA Clippers?
This is their last year, so I'm going to say that they're contenders because this is the last. Kawhi signed his extension. PG has not. And that was interesting because of when Kawhi signed it. He committed. And Steve Ballmer probably told him, I'll give you blowies from here to San Diego the whole ride.
Do you think OKC are contenders?
To win it all? No.
I don't either. And I think it's disgusting to hear.
They're going to be a team. I bet that they're 100% a second round team.
Yeah, cool. Second round team. The Cowboys are a second round team. The fucking Philadelphia.
Depending on where they fall, but you got to hear me out too. Depending on where they fall, they're the 2 seed now. Let's say they play the Lakers in the first round. I would actually still take them over the Lakers. So,
yeah, smart bet, but they're going to lose.
They would lose to Denver as the 3. Yeah, they would. Or if they played Dallas, if they played like Dallas Dallas probably should make another move too. Like Dallas could use. They have Lively. Dallas, if they could somehow, some way get like a Lauri Markkanen, Dallas would be a type of team that I wouldn't want to play. Like that is the type of team. If they add a Lauri Markkanen, like Lauri Markkanen is probably not going to Dallas, but imagine Lauri Markkanen. Let's say that this is how the framework. Tim Hardaway, and it's a 3-way deal. So Clarkson's going somewhere else. So Tim Hardaway takes his spot. You probably hold on to Colin. You send a bevy of picks. John Collins might even be in the mix. It just depends on what Utah will want to do. But like, somehow, some way, if a deal would work for Lauri Markkanen to Dallas, that would be a team I wouldn't want to play. Yeah. They'd be good. That's a good big 3.
That's a good second round team.
I think they could be conference. If everything clicks, why not? Dallas has already been to a conference finals without
Phoenix contender.
Yeah, absolutely. As much as I badmouthed them, yeah, they're a contender.
Thoughts on this 2-day NBA draft they're trying to do? Who the fuck's watching the second round?
We were wasting our breath with that. Nobody's watching it. No, I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying just in a sense of it's not happening. Like in terms of them thinking that's a good idea for the league. It's not the NFL. Let's start there. But then B, it's just a bad idea. That's a terrible idea. What are they going to do? The first 10 picks and then they're going to do the rest of the draft the next day? Like, nobody's going to care.
You were at the Hawks-Lakers game. How'd you feel about Quavo and Richard gets you the music video?
I was not at the game. Jay Briggs, shout out to Jay Briggs. Jay Briggs sent it to me and he said he thought of me. Because he listens to the show, obviously. So he thought of me and he sent it and I sent it to you.
Okay.
I was not at the game. Yeah, I didn't go.
I thought you were there swag surfing.
No, Briggs sent me that video.
Charlotte's coach had some words for and or about his team.
Mm-hmm.
Julian Turner texted me back.
Oh, what did he have to say about himself?
He just wanted to say what's up. I'm not texting him back because that's too much work.
Ask him, does his penis still work?
Not interested.
I mean, I'm not either. I'm just curious.
Here we go. Steve Clifford.
Their effort, their problems aren't their effort, their work, how much they want to win. Our problem are we're under talented. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with telling them that. And that they do have to play well, and we have no room for error, and we can't make mistakes. And so we do, when we practice, we do have to have great reps, and there's got to be great carryover to the game. And to me, that's the way you do it. Problems aren't their effort, their.
So I think obviously in this, the headline gets more talk than what he said. But he pretty much just said, "Hey, man, this isn't a good team. Look at
Because
this.
it isn't.
I've been given shit, and I hope ownership expects me to give them shit back. And yeah, we got to win on the margins. And if in the NBA, if you're trying to win on the margins, you're not gonna win shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of all I got.
LaMelo Ball is an often injured player. They should probably trade him.
Why? He sells jerseys.
Okay, we'll keep doing it then for 4 more years until he leaves in free agency after his deal's up. I mean, trade him. Just trade him. Get as much as you can while you can. And everybody else will say the same thing I'm saying. They'll say, well, he's often injured. But it'll be a team that says, God damn it, if that boy's on the court with this team, we're in a good spot.
Problem is them big baller brand shoes them boys was wearing.
I'd trade him. And the type of team I would trade him to, let me just think of a team that really needs a guard, but has a dominant wing post. It probably wouldn't work, but you could probably center a deal around like Desmond Bain and send them in to play with Ja and Jaren Jackson.
Who's gonna play defense?
Doesn't matter. They don't play defense anyway. So they'd be entertaining. Ja could actually probably play off the ball if he develops more of a 3-point shot. It'd be more lethal. Because it depends on how good you think Desmond Bain is. Like, I don't think Desmond Bain is worth $200 million contract, which is what
I wouldn't pay it to him.
Or maybe send him to Orlando to play with Banchero. Like,
hey,
or maybe like Jimmy Butler should get traded, right? Like, I know that like
that's what Perk said. Perk said Miami should just trade Jimmy Butler.
They probably should because they're not going to a championship. So
Perk said trade Jimmy Butler and sit and beat for the rest of the year.
The Embiid thing is stupid because, okay, if you sit them, they're going to probably still be a playoff team, but they'll be on the road, and we already know he's not a playoff performer. So, you know.
So you ain't rocking with Big Perk?
Not on that, I'm not, no.
You know what? Perk said he wanted to get in the coaching and front office. I tell you what, the longer you stay at ESPN, the further away you'll get from that. Ask Mark Jackson.
Let me look. I'm looking at NBA teams, and let me just see. Send him to San Antonio. Send like LaMelo to San Antonio and get Vasil in the deal, and put him with Wemby. That could be something potentially down the line.
I mean, that would be the resurgence of San Antonio. It'll make me want to watch him because Wemby does not get me to a TV like that.
Or you could do a deal with Chicago.
Who gives a fuck about Chicago? They suck.
I know. It feels like in a place like Cleveland that Donovan Mitchell will eventually be gone. Not that they would trade Mitchell, but maybe you could just say, well, let's get Garland out.
I mean, it's South.
He's injured now, too. Houston could use a LaMelo Ball. Send Jalen Green. Jalen Green's been cooking recently, but he's super inconsistent. Like,
well, Drea does. I don't think Drea wants to go to Charlotte.
That bitch Drea will go wherever the money is. And I'm not mad at her because look, I wish I had enough to be there with her. But
let's talk a little bit of culture.
Are we about to start hour 3? I don't know if you did it yet, but I know we're going way over anyway.
Yeah, I think I started hour 3 if I didn't. Oh, Mr. Turner did call me back, but I was on Do Not Disturb. Oh well.
He'll get another show.
Let me see. Let's start. Let me find some of my culture.
Problems aren't there.
No, I don't care about Here we go. Michael Jordan.
That she just mentioned was selfish. I think we all are selfish in some respect because to be successful, you have to have a tunnel vision about how you perceive yourself. Either you're going to deal with certain things, you're not going to deal with certain things. That day that you don't want to hang out with people, you're going to do things that you're going to work out on your own. You're selfish in your own right. Every successful person has to be. That's the only way you're going to get the tunnel vision to be successful. Now, how you channel that selfishness in our game, the team sport, you have to give up some of it, but we still have it because we have individual goals that we try to meet. They have to maintain it because they don't have anybody else that they got to rely upon. So selfish plays a big part in all of successful athletes or business because you have to have the focus to make sure you do what you have to do. You don't care about anybody else to that degree so that you can be successful. That she just mentioned.
All right, man. So Michael Jordan said you got to be selfish to be successful. But we live in a world where they talk about work-life balance. Do you agree with social media world or do you agree with Michael Jordan?
I agree with Michael Jordan. And the reason why I say that is that because, like he said, from a business standpoint, everybody's life is a business, whether they want to think about it like that or not. The reality of it is this. If your business, let's say that you're running a company and you're in a pinch or like anything that could be negative to a company, you're not necessarily just looking at the people. That is a part of it for sure. But at the same time, you got to look out for your own ass. If something were to go wrong with Loader Express, it would be my ass as well. Like, it's not like, yeah, okay, I do my gambling. Like, I win some money doing that, whatever. But like, it's not like I certainly, maybe 3 years ago, I could have easily just depended on living off of like my gambling because I did. I could most definitely could have done that. But like at the end of the day, that's my bread and butter, baby. Like that's my job. This is my job. Like it's other people's jobs. That comes before anything. That's my daughter's schooling. Like that's everything. So there is a selfishness because I have to make sure that goes well because I want to do well because this is my company. Like, so I absolutely 100% agree with him. Anyone that's in that position, at least like I 100% agree with the idea of running a company selfishly. It is about other people because without them, you can't have it. It's one and the same. It's just like the Belichick Brady thing. You need the coaches, but you need the player. And so I 100% would agree with him from the business standpoint of because was that the point of his conversation that you run a business selfishly?
I mean, I think it gets more so into like your personal life, right?
But wait, but was that what he was saying? It was about business, right?
You said about business and basketball, like to be successful, you have to be selfish, and you have to.
I don't know about how the NBA works in terms of them on the floor. There probably is a little bit of
No. I mean, like you have to, because he talked about conceding certain stuff. I think he's talking
on the
about
floor as a player, or is he talking about as an owner and GM?
I think he's talking about as a human being. If you want to be the best player in the NBA, you have to be selfish. You have to say, "Hey, kids."
That's the only way they're gonna make their money, bro. Like,
hey, kids, I'm gonna miss out on parts of your life. Hey, wife, I'm not coming home every night. Hey, wife.
that clip though, I didn't take that away from that.
No,
That,
and I don't mean I'm not coming home every night on some wild shit. I mean,
I'm just saying I didn't think that that's what he was talking about from the clip that I just heard.
Look, Parlay Pete, I'm selfish. I want this motherfucking podcast to be our job one day, right?
It'd be great.
Who you telling?
Yeah.
Especially once a week. But like, I want this to be our job. You know what that means? I'm not snuggled up in bed right now with my wife. She got home from work at 7:30. I was over here at 8 prepping for the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm selfish because I believe in something and I want that something to become something bigger. But if I'm being like super husband, I ain't being a good podcaster.
That would be true. I mean, like I said, I would have to know the context he was speaking on. It sounded like he was talking more about the business of it. And I agree with him from a business standpoint.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Remove your flight pass because that's privilege.
For sure. Go ahead.
You got to go to New York for Valentine's Day, or you got to go to LA to close a deal for another contract. What are you doing?
Deal. Because there is no Valentine's Day without the deal.
And I think that's what Michael Jordan was talking about. Because I think there are people in this world who don't value the finances and the lifestyle because they don't fucking pay for it. And those people think that the time spent is super important. And it is.
It absolutely is.
But understand that when I'm missing time,
it's not because I want to.
It's because I'm creating space for more time. I'm creating, you know what I mean? Like, dog. Yeah, I can sit up under here with you right now. We can sit here and talk. We can cuddle. We can fucking knock boots. We can rub feet. We can do all that nice, fun, I love you shit. But you know what, dog? Hey, it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold this month because we gotta run the heat on 67 in the winter. I can't allow that heat bill to jump. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Come on, Parlay Pete.
Now I'm with you. You
you know what I'm talking about. Hey, I love you so much. I'm not gonna spend time with you because I want to make sure you're good.
I love you so much because if I spend this time with you, it won't be as fulfilling as you think it is. Because let me tell you, I have never been horny, Lee. My finances weren't in a good place. And it doesn't mean that my finances aren't in a good place if I skip out on making more money. It's because I want more money. I need more money. I'm trying to do as much as I can to get more money. I could be straight. I could have $250,000 sitting in a savings account. But at the end of the day, if I don't feel comfortable, then neither should you. And that sounds really comfortable if I've got something that I need to attend to during a certain day. I'm not gonna skip out on my brother's funeral for business. But they will also know why I'm not coming. Exactly. I will tell them that. If I tell them that I need to take my wife, my girlfriend, my daughter, all this, that, and the third out for Valentine's Day, they're gonna find somebody else and they'll say, "Man, I need to find another fucking Valentine's because this nigga, he
nigga ain't making love to me."
Hey, he too worried about something that he could take her out the day before, and then once he gets the deal done, he could do something even more extravagant the day after. Niggas not thinking about the right thing. I mean, at that point, as far as I'm concerned, and so I don't want to be a part of that. And so, yeah, man, I absolutely will, because if I tell you what, if a pagan holiday is what makes you motherfuckers bro, I don't even celebrate my birthday like that. And so, like, even little shit like that. But think about it this way: birthdays, like, nigga, if I hit the lottery tonight for $500 million, nigga, my birthday was today. Today was my birthday. I don't need to. Yes, I know what signifies something. Future does not go by Future. That nigga's name is Nevada. No, Future does go by Future. Nevadius is his real name. I promise you, he responds more to niggas calling him Future than Nevadius. You know why? Because once he came up with that gimmick / name, that is when that nigga was making money. Not because nobody would call him Nevadius if that was what he wanted to be as a rapper, but the reality of it is that he's Future. So, because he's Future, just like Gucci Mane, Raydrick is not what niggas call him. Maybe his wife and his children, possibly. And his parents, of course. But, like, no, Gucci is what makes him money. It's his brand. Like, you know what I mean? Like and that's just breaking it down even on that level of it, in a sense of, think about what a nigga gets addressed by. So what is a birthday? Gucci is not that nigga's real name. What is a birthday to somebody? It isn't. There isn't one. I bet money that nigga every day is goddamn his birthday. Like these are the things that I would look at from that perspective, at least. I don't care about our birthday. Like, I care about, man, we got this deal done today. Let's celebrate my birthday today. Like, every time I go to, not every time I go to Vegas, but a lot of times I go to Vegas. This week, next weekend, it's going to be a celebration. You know why? Because we're there. It's going to be more of a celebration than I had on my actual birthday, because I had to go to court on my actual birthday, which was fine. Like, I needed to go to court. I don't care about it's symbolism. Yes, I know that's the actual day. My birthday not even about me anyways. My birthday is about my mom. That's who gave birth to me. That's whose birthday it is. She's the one that did everything. I made my debut. That's it. Like, what the fuck?
You ain't do shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't do nothing. I was just there.
Hey, Parlay Pete, there were some other things I wanted to talk about, but I think that's like a great way to end the pod.
We can end it that way. That's totally fine.
Hey man, thanks. This was great. This was fun. Shout out to Nicki Minaj for clapping back at Meg.
With her and the baby.
I just know if either one of them want to clap back, I'd be in the congregation.
Hold on. I feel like you should end the podcast on this. Let me see. This.
That ain't the baby, that's my baby. The president of my baby go. Lay down on the bed, do the cry, baby. She ain't gave me none that pussy.
But it's like a point in the song where it's just like clapping. She's like, don't fuck me like that, fuck me like this. And then it's like just like skin tapping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm gonna holler at you. We're gonna talk when we wake up in the morning.
Okay, let's do it, bro. Get you good.
All right, dog.
Get you good sleeping.
All right, dog.
Okay, all right, bro.
Yep.